Hello, everybody. Welcome to Elite Weather. My name is Mr. G, your meteorologist. So, happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope you guys are all having a good day out there as we talk about your weather forecast as we have made it to the midweek point here, and we're going to be taking a look at the severe weather and heavy rain down across the south and over Texas, as well as some of the wintry precipitation in the Great Lakes and in the Northeast. So we're going to be taking a look at the warm up as well. So our city of the day is going to be Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as we are seeing that heavy rain starting to move across the area. Did we see lightning? Was that lightning? I think that was lightning. Did you see the lightning? Awesome. It had some lightning. That's very nice to catch it on camera, that flash there. So we saw some lightning there. All right. Got those thunderstorms going on across the deep south over Louisiana. Some severe weather. We have a tornado warning around Jasper, Mississippi right now. So we are looking at a tornado warning active over that area, as well as a severe thunderstorm warning in the area as well. So that severe weather is definitely making itself evident there across the deep south and along the Gulf Coast. Let's move on to the rest of our maps here as we talk about the forecast for today and the remainder of this week. Okay, so as we move on with the rest of the weather forecast and we look at the stormy south and the Gulf Coast areas with those severe thunderstorms and that heavy rain right now, as well as our wintry precipitation over the Great Lakes and the Northeast, and that big warm up across the east as well. So let's go to our first map as we take a look at the radar of the deep south and that heavy rain up through parts of Alabama, down through Mississippi, Louisiana, southern Arkansas, East Texas here. We're looking at a lot of showers and thunderstorms right now. This is where we have a lot of flash flood watches and warning in place. Severe thunderstorm warning right about here in Jasper, Mississippi, as well as a tornado warning that's active right now across west central Mississippi as well. So as you can see here, all of that heavy rain is making its way off the Gulf Coast and into the deep south there and up toward the Appalachian Mountain Range. We're going to be seeing that very heavy rainfall. We'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms out ahead of our main line here over Alabama and the state of Georgia. And you can see some of those showers into South Carolina and into North Carolina as well. We'll see a few showers and thunderstorms over South Florida, and so showers and storms extend all the way down here to South Texas. So a lot of heavy rain down here across the south. Some torrential rainfall amounts as we're going to be seeing rainfall totals up to 8 inches down here along the Gulf Coast, especially over Mississippi and Louisiana and Alabama. We're going to be seeing some of the highest rainfall totals. We've already seen some 5-inch plus totals over East Texas, but we're going to be starting to see some of those heavy totals over Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama as well. So get ready for all of that heavy rain as it makes its way towards your area. So here is our flood watch for this afternoon. So we do have some flood alerts to talk about. We have a general flood watch across much of the deep south, East Texas, all of Louisiana, southeastern Arkansas, all of Mississippi, and about 2/3 of the state of Alabama, and then about a quarter of northwestern Georgia there. Now that's going to spread east and south as our storm system shifts further to the east over time. So get ready for those flood watches to extend further toward the east to encompass Georgia and the Carolinas as well. So we're going to be seeing that heavy rain along the Gulf Coast through Friday, as we're going to be seeing those storms moving toward the northeast between 35 and 55 miles per hour. I've tracked several sails, and they've been ranging in those speeds from 33 miles an hour up to 55 miles per hour. So we're going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast and that very heavy rainfall today. And then here is our rain still to come across the deep south from New Orleans and Louisiana through about 2/3 of the state of Mississippi, Alabama. We're going to be seeing the heavy rain into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kentucky, and Tennessee. We're going to be seeing that very heavy rain. We're going to see some rain over Missouri and Arkansas, Oklahoma, and East Texas. We'll still see some heavy rainfall where we're going to be picking up a couple of inches for East Texas. I'm going to be seeing about an inch toward the northwest over Arkansas and Missouri. Some of that rain is going to make it into Indiana, Illinois, even into Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. So pretty much the entire East Coast is going to be seeing some of this heavy rain and that severe weather down to the south along the Gulf Coast. And that's eventually going to make its way into the southeast. Here is some rainfall still to come. Houston is going to pick up another 1 to 2 inches before things begin to settle down for your area. 3 to 5 inches in New Orleans. Birmingham is going to pick up 3 to 5 inches for you as well, and 2 to 3 inches respectively to Nashville and Jackson, Mississippi. You can expect 3 to 5 more inches before things begin to settle down in your area. So here is that severe thunderstorm threat this evening, where we're going to be seeing the potential here for severe thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast of Texas over toward the Mexican border. We're going to see those severe thunderstorms over southern Louisiana, and especially over toward New Orleans, where we're going to be seeing the likelihood and increased threat, so a greater than 60% chance for some severe weather down along the Gulf Coast in New Orleans. And we're going to be seeing the chance, which is at least 20 to 40% for a chance of severe thunderstorms over here, over parts of Alabama and Mississippi. So severe weather along the Gulf Coast again today. And we have a tornado threat. We already have an active tornado threat, a tornado warning in Mississippi in the Jasper area. So we do have that tornado warning. That's a radar indicated tornado. So we have a tornado threat along the southeast Texas coast, Louisiana, and into the state of Mississippi. We're going to be seeing that tornado threat this afternoon. And we have damaging wind threat. These are winds over 55 miles per hour, those downdrafts and microbursts. We're going to be seeing that threat for severe thunderstorm winds across southeastern Texas, Houston down to Corpus Christi, then across Louisiana, especially over the New Orleans area once again, Baton Rouge to Lake Charles, and then Mississippi, southwestern Mississippi. We're going to be seeing that likelihood of severe winds, and we're going to be seeing the chance, the threat for severe winds over all of southern Mississippi and southwestern Alabama. Some watery eyes here, watery eyes. So as we move along here, we're going to have some potential for large hail. This is going to be quarter-size hail up to golf ball size hail across Texas, especially. We're going to be seeing that hail threat. Texas is a big hail state, so hail is very common over Texas and Oklahoma. So we're going to see the possible threat for hail around San Antonio, Houston, all the way down to Laredo and Corpus Christi. We're going to be seeing the potential there for some large hail over Texas. And here is our storm system right here over parts of northeastern Texas and Arkansas. We're seeing our area of low pressure centered over that area right now. We do have a warm front to the east and our cold front down towards the south and west. So we do have a triple point, and this is why we're seeing that threat here for those severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. So in this area to the south and east of our frontals, our low pressure center, right in this region right here is where that greatest threat for severe thunderstorms is going to be today, with the potential for tornadoes, damaging winds, and some very large hail. And we're also going to be seeing heavy rain that's going to cause some flooding issues, some very bad flooding issues down across the deep south. We saw a lot of flooding over the Houston area yesterday as everything got started. So that flooding over Houston, and we're going to be seeing that flooding in New Orleans. As the rain is really just getting started over New Orleans, you've been fairly dry up to this point, but those thunderstorms are beginning to affect the west side of New Orleans and starting to move into your area. So get ready for much more of that rain and that severe weather as well. So here are some of the rainfall totals that we've had so far across the state of Texas. And so Sugar Land and down near the Houston area and Liberty, where we've picked up about an inch, almost 2 inches of an inch and a quarter, 1 3/4 inch of rain, almost 2 inches. But we have seen some areas pick up over 4 inches of rain over toward the north and west of the Houston area. We've already seen heavier rainfall amounts, but mind you, it's still raining mostly east of Houston. From Houston east toward the border with Louisiana, the rain is still falling quite heavily, so those rainfall totals are still growing, at least east of Houston. But over towards the north and west, we're going to start to see things settle down, so you've pretty much maxed out your rainfall expectations for this point. So here we are for today. As far as the south is concerned, that severe weather along the Gulf Coast, but we're going to be seeing rain and some of it heavy all the way up into the Appalachian Mountains. So lots of rain across the south and through the mid-south and up to portions of the mid-Atlantic and the Ohio Valley as well. Is going to see some of that rainfall today. And tomorrow tonight we're going to see that severe weather continue from Texas all the way over to West Florida. So to the Florida Panhandle, we're going to see that potential there for severe weather along all of the Gulf Coast states today or tonight. And tomorrow, once again, more heavy rain and severe weather across the south, through the mid-south, into the Appalachian Mountains, and all the way up to the Ohio Valley and the mid-Atlantic states. We're going to see some of that rainfall. But the severe weather and thunderstorms are going to be confined to the Gulf Coast, where temperatures are in the 70s and approaching 80 degrees over parts of the southeastern U.S. as we head into Friday. So here is the wet weather across the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. The northeast up here in Maine and Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, we're seeing some snow showers. But toward the south and west, it's warm enough for rain. That warmer air is beginning to move in across the Ohio Valley in the mid-Atlantic. So we're seeing those temperatures in the 50s and 60s over those regions. Chicago are in the 30s and 40s, so it's getting warm enough to be all rainfall, so liquid precipitation. A few snow flurries around the Minneapolis area, so you might pick up a few light snow flurries, but that won't be measurable or any accumulations from that light activity across southeastern Minnesota. But down across Iowa into southern Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York, and West Virginia, to Kentucky, Tennessee. You guys are going to be having that rainfall moving across this afternoon and through this evening, and that rain will eventually make its way toward the northeast and into the New England states, and we're going to see that rain approaching New York and New Jersey, Philadelphia, and Washington as well. We're going to be seeing some rain and some rumbles of thunder is going to be possible as well. But here we are with that winter weather alert over the northeast, where we have our winter weather advisory, where we could pick up 2 to 3 inches of snow across parts of New England today. And through Friday, we're going to be seeing that potential for 3 to 5 inches way up in northern Maine, the northern tip, but 1 to 3 across Maine for the most part. But south of Maine, we're going to be seeing less than an inch over the New Hampshire and Vermont and parts of northeastern Massachusetts. We're going to be seeing that less than an inch of snow for that area. So we have another winter storm that we're dealing with here. And one thing about it is we're seeing a nice warm up across the east. So we saw those temperatures in the single digits, the teens, last week. So this week, we're going to be looking at those overnight lows in the 50s across the mid-Atlantic down to the deep south. We're going to see those lows in the 30s and 40s across the Northeast and in the Great Lakes. But those daytime highs are going to be into the 70s in some of those places. Look at our highs for today. Richmond, Virginia with a high of 66. Louisville with a high of 57. 39 in Chicago. 36 in Minneapolis, which is about 12 degrees above average for this time of the year in Minneapolis. 39 in Des Moines. Kansas City is going to be 41. And Boston is going to have a high of 38 and 43 over there in New York City. So a nice day out there as far as those temperatures is concerned. I got to hurry up here because my eyes are giving me problems. We're going to see some record lows tonight again, and then tomorrow morning we're going to be seeing record lows across the eastern United States. And look at these temperatures for your Wednesday today. We're going to be seeing forecast highs. Montgomery in the 70s. We're going to be looking at 80s across the state of Florida, 70s along the Gulf Coast, and 70s across the Southeast. 60s over the Mid-South, and we're going to be seeing temperatures in the 50s to upper 40s across the plains, so the central and southern plains. So very nice temperatures today, and being that it's January, and those are the temperatures that we're working with right now. So here's a look at the next 3 days as far as our temperature departures from average, above average temperatures for the eastern U.S. for the next 3 days through Friday, as we're going to be seeing temperatures way above average, in some cases as much as 15 degrees above average across the eastern United States. So that's your weather forecast. My name is Mr. G. Thank you for joining me today. Leave your likes and comments on TikTok and YouTube, and subscribe and follow. Do what you need to do. Do the needful, okay? All right, so have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Be safe out there as you deal with it. If you have to deal with that heavy rain and severe weather down the south, and if you're dealing with wintry weather like on the West Coast, we didn't really talk about the West Coast today, but we do have some wet weather across the Pacific Northwest and down through northern and central California, where we are seeing some rain showers and snow up in the mountains. We will be talking tomorrow about another atmospheric river system that's going to begin to affect the Northwest and the state of California as well. So be ready for that forecast tomorrow as we tackle the next West Coast storm that's going to affect the country from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's it for today. Have a great day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.